Okay, now we want to look at our spine objects, and see how we are performing to that. So I'll just kind of scroll through, and it doesn't look horrible. Just going to look through here just to see how this bend. It doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty clean. There is a little bit of tweaking I want to do just to kind of smooth some of this out. So what we can do is select our mesh and then right click and say Paint Skin Weights tool, and from here we will go and I want to lock all this stuff again. So lock selected, and go back up to our spine objects, and so spine 1, spine 2. So spine 2 we might want to add just a little bit more to this region here. So spine 1 and spine 2 I'll unlock, and we'll leave the add and then the value to 0.1. And so I'm just going through here, lightly touching this a little bit. Oops, I'm doing that on the wrong side. So just pushing this up. So I want this just like that. Just kind of pushing this up. This as well. Just kind of pushing that just to clean that up. And with smooth, if you set this to 0.25, and then just go through here, and just smooth this area a little bit. So I'm basically doing this all with a mouse. You can use a Wacom tablet if you want. So just kind of smoothing this region. Alright. Then I will go back to frame 0 and do a mirror. Just make sure that's looking right. Spine 1. So just look for the chest. And with the chest to spine 2, so spine 2 and spine 1. So chest, if I actually replace opacity to 0 and open this up to spine 2, should send this over to spine 2. So I don't want any influence on that area. So for the chest, I want the majority of this going to spine 2. Okay, most of that's going to spine 2, and so hit that with a mirror. Alright, so chest, it's basically that. Okay, so spine 1 and 2, we'll just kind of take a look, see how that rotation, it's not too bad. A little cleaner on that shape. Although I do want to push a little bit more into the chest right here, just to kind of push this down a little bit. So I'll go to add, and then add a 0.1 value. And so just push a little bit here, like so. I push that back a little bit. I'm just kind of looking at the silhouette, how that looks through there. So it's not horrible. Alright, not too bad. Let's go back to frame 0 and do another mirror. And then I'll probably smooth this out just a touch here. Smoothing out where I just painted. Just so it's not super harsh. And then do another mirror. Actually, how is my mirror? Because if I do those, right, and then go to rigging, skin, mirror skin weights. Looks like it's pushing the other way. Or maybe these are associated with something else. So let's look. So actually, let's unlock spine 1 as well, and then go to the chest, and then smooth these out. And then this should push some of that back to other areas. So if we do a mirror, there we go. Because we were on the spine 1, coming all the way up into this area, which we don't really need. So if I push this off of spine 1, so I'm actually going to turn this value to 0 and replace and get rid of anything that's going to spine 1 in this region. Okay. So I actually have a soft brush. I'm just going to hit this with a hard brush and just kind of hitting all this area, because I don't want any of this being affected by spine 1. Don't mind too much that area right there. So actually hit that with a mirror just to clean that up a little bit. And then we'll just double check the strength of this. Not too bad. I'm just looking at the silhouette. And here, so looks like this gets a little weird here. So I wonder if that's coming. Actually, I might want to push this to spine 2. So if I select spine 2 and then push down, actually I want to add and then say 0.1 and add this a little bit more to, let's see here. So spine 2, add, and then I'm just hitting this, pushing that into there, like so. And actually probably push this into spine 2 as well. So spine 2 is getting these joints right here. So just adding into that area. Just kind of smooth this area out a little bit. Let's see what that, yeah, we want to straighten that out. And then also, I believe we want to go to spine 1 and just push this up a little bit. Well, not that. Actually, I'm going to just tighten my brush size down a little bit. Let's see what the chest, we'll push chest here. Actually, we want more of this going to, let's push this with spine 1. We'll just push that in like that. Getting kind of a weird, that into spine 2 and into chest. Maybe, there we go. Pushing that into the chest makes that look a little better. Let's see, nope. Nope. Let's see, spine 1 push, yep. Exactly. Probably push that spine 1. Alright. So let's look at the chest joint. Probably push these up a little bit. Just adding into here, adding into this selection a little bit. Probably want to, let's see. So spine 1, nope. Want this going more to spine 2 here. And then I'll probably go to frame 0 again and do a mirror. And then just look through these. So chest doesn't look too bad. Alright, the neck doesn't look too bad. Okay. I'm getting something on the belt buckle from, what am I getting on the belt buckle? So actually I'm going to just select all the faces on the belt buckle and go to paint weights. Actually I want vertex. So select vertex and just select the belt vertexes, and we'll go back to paint skin weights tool and look at, let's say, hips, and we want 100%. So I'm going to unlock these. Actually I'm going to select all these, select all, unlock, and then go to the hips, and let's just go, so select all, don't want this, actually I want to collapse this here, and go to, so with the root selected, scroll to the bottom, and lock selected, and then go from hips, and whoops, I want to lock all those. Okay, so with the hips and the left leg selected, I want to unlock all those, or unlock the hips and the left leg, go to the hips, and say 100% replace flood. Okay. So that's going 100% to there, so I can lock the left leg. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so with the head, since the neck looks okay, we'll move up to the head next. So the head joint, yeah, everything is locked. So if we go up to the head and unlock that, go to, select the mesh, paint skin weights tool, and the head is selected. So it's unlocked. And I'll probably just, actually I probably want to just fill this completely, all straight to the head. So let's just go and actually neck. We want to remove all this stuff to the neck that's not important. So we'll go and change this value to a replace of 0, and then just hit this all right here, So I don't want any of this going to the neck. So this is going to push this all to the head. So don't want that. Nothing in the jaw. Nothing in the jaw region. Probably hit this too. And we'll go to 0, do a mirror. Looks right. Alright, so it's going to look at head end. I don't know. Oh, we did assign head end, but I don't want anything on head end, and I just want it going straight to the head. So head end, and I'm just going to flood that with 0. That should push it to the head. That's right. And with the head, we can go replace and 100%, and just paint this all to 100%. And I'm going to turn off head end, so now all that I'm painting is going straight to the head joint. So all through here, all the ears, I want all this stuff. So with the head being with the hair kind of not symmetrical, the actual mirror weights, well, the mirror weights should work okay on the face. So I'm just kind of going through here, painting 100% to all the head weights here. So you'll see if I do a mirror, it may look, something will mess up here. So I'm just kind of going through here, hitting this all, and with this nose, this can all go to 100%. Since I didn't add any joints to the nose, to add anything to the nose, so I'm just going to bring my brush size down and just paint around this nose. So I want all this to be all 100% to the face, or to the actual head joint. Like so. So if I do a mirror, let's see. Nope. Not exactly what I had hoped for there. There's nothing else unlocked. So it should all go to, actually, because I have, let's see, so I'm going to have to unlock all this stuff. Anything that's going to these other joints, I want these all unlocked. So all facial joints, all getting unlocked. Almost there. So, like so, okay. So now if we keep this with a replace of 1 going to the head joint, this should work now. So just painting over, so I'm just going to a bigger brush and then just hitting. I know I'm not going to have any of this be going anywhere else other than the head. So I'll just push all this stuff straight to the head joint. So not so much. So just bring that brush size down and just hitting this whole area here, and we'll do the nose and Just in this nose area. And go in here. And then I think if this should mirror. And so if I do a mirror, should mirror, yep. Okay, good, 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 good. I just needed to make sure that I unlocked all those other facial joints. So this is getting a little, the hair's getting a little weird just because the mirror is not mirroring properly. So actually I just want to size that brush down, paint those out. This is going to go 100% to the head joint, and then do a mirror. Okay, just need to fix these every time I mirror. Alright, and then I'm just going to Control S to save.